Hello again from Tokyo and welcome back to Japan Vintage Camera. And as you can tell, I am outside on a nice hot Tokyo summer day. I hope you can hear me over the sound of all the cicadas and other insects, but it's the normal sound of the Japanese summer. Anyway, today we're going to be having a look at another interesting camera, and that is the Olympus Ace. Now, if you're interested in buying this Olympus Ace or another vintage Japanese camera, I sell these in my eBay and Etsy stores. I'll include links to my stores in the description below the video. So getting back to the Ace. The Ace entered production in 1958 at a time when the Rangefinder camera was still the king of 35mm film photography. The two top makers of interchangeable lens rangefinder cameras in 1958 were Canon and Nikon. Nikon's SP and Canon's Model 7 were their flagship models. They also produced a couple of less expensive models. Nikon had the S3 and Canon had the Canon P, or Populaire. But still, these cameras were quite expensive, and in 1958 the Japanese economy hadn't yet become as wealthy as it one day would, and most Japanese could not afford a Nikon SP or Canon 7. So Olympus decided to make a camera for what they thought was a good niche market, or maybe mainstream market. So using existing parts, tooling, and technology from their fixed lens rangefinder cameras, they put together the Ace. Now, the Ace is similar to the Olympus 35, 35S, and Wide S, and it shares many of the same components with these other fixed lens rangefinder cameras. The film wind lever, the rewind knob, the bottom cover, and some other components are the same you'll find on the 35, 35S, and Wide S camera. The front of the camera is shaped a little bit differently because of a new shutter and a bayonet interchangeable lens. So Olympus created the Ace system with three lenses. The standard lens was a 45mm f2.8 lens, and then there was a wide angle 35mm f2.8 lens. This is an example of the wide angle lens, and also a short telephoto lens, the 80mm f5.6. The viewfinder in this camera is quite large and bright. It has a really good focusing patch, and it also includes the bright light and frame lights for the three lenses. So you don't have to use any accessory finders or anything when switching from one lens to the other. The outermost frame lines are for the 35mm lens, the center frame lines are for the 45mm lens, and the innermost frame lines are for the 80mm lens. Now, the Olympus Ace is a well-made, simple, easy-to-use camera. Looking at the top here, as I pointed out a little bit earlier, we have the winding lever and rewind lever. We have the release button on the bottom, which allows you to rewind the film. The other controls are located on the lens barrel. We have the shutter speed dial, the focusing ring, and then to change the aperture, you turn the lens filter ring. It's a very easy camera to use, easy to shoot with. The lens is quite a good performer. The rangefinder is really nice for this camera. The f2.8 lens is not especially fast, but the viewfinder and rangefinder were the ones used in the 35S and Wide S, which used faster lenses and required more precise focusing. So the Ace comes with a really precise focusing system in the rangefinder. Like the other Olympus cameras, to open the film door, you pull up on the latch on the side, and it pops open quite handily and snaps them shut. Alrighty. Anyway, that's it for my review of the Olympus Ace rangefinder camera. If you have any questions about this camera or comments, feel free to leave a message in the comments below. And please stay tuned for more videos. I'll be posting more videos shortly. Thank you and goodbye.